Errol Spence Jr. gives his opinion on Keith Thurman as opposed to Terrence Crawford, and we're going to talk about it the gym boxing way. Today is the day after their first press conference, and I was watching ESnews interview with Errol Spence Jr. and he was basically giving his opinion on certain aspects of fighters and fighters he like and dislike, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. What up, fight fans, boxing family, and I do mean family, all right? Make sure y'all smash the like button on the way in, hit the subscribe button, man. What a beautiful morning it is. It's feeling good out here, man. I just want to talk some boxing, man. I'll probably yap and run my mouth this morning, man. But, I just want to get in here and talk to y'all, and let's chop it up, man. It was a hell of a first press conference between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. We was able to see their size differences. We was able to see how in shape both fighters were. Mikey Garcia, he was wearing all black. I don't know if that means anything for his for his physique and how he's looking at now, because they do say that black is definitely a color that kind of hides how your shape look, but that's another conversation, man. Errol Spence Jr. was there. He's suited and booted, looking slim in the face, look like he'd been definitely getting in some cardio in his camp, man. Looked like he'd been silently working, man. So it was a pretty interesting press conference yesterday, man. So I enjoyed that. I did a live stream, so appreciate all y'all for coming through. But I want to, talk a little bit about, some of the behind the scenes interviews that was going on in ESnews. He was definitely talking with Errol Spence and also his trainer. And, he was basically talking about, one of the things I want to address and talk about was when he was, saying there's certain fighters that he doesn't, really like that, and certain fighters he ain't cool with. And then there's other people that, he has a little bit more respect for. And he was basically, he basically said that it was Keith Thurman is a good example of fighters that he don't like. And he was basically saying the reason why is that Keith Thurman is fake. And he was basically saying that Keith Thurman he's a whole lot different behind the camera than he is in front of the camera. Okay, so he was saying, like, when Keith Thurman be talking with him, because I think I also seen him sitting together at a couple fights back. I think it was like last year, 2018 sometime, or maybe 2017, and they were all sitting there, and you can tell Keith Thurman was being extra friendly. He was talking and cracking jokes, and so Errol Spence was basically saying that it's certain things like that is why he don't like Keith Thurman, because he'll sit there, crack jokes behind scenes, act like he's cool with him, talk with him, but then when he get on camera, it's a whole different energy. Now he got the cameras on him, he get to talking shit, get to calling Errol Spence a boy, and I pretty much see what he's talking about. I definitely do see that is evident. He definitely does, kind of talk a little bit disrespectful towards Errol Spence in front of the camera. But when Errol Spence is right there in his face, he's not doing that. And Keith Thurman, he talk a whole lot anyway, man. Like, when the cameras get on Keith Thurman, that boy get the run in his mouth, bro. And that kind of, to me, shows when people talk a lot. That usually means that's, a lot of what they saying is bullshit. Okay, that's kind of like politicians. They get up there running their mouth, and 9 times out of 10, if a politician's mouth is moving, they lying. So I think you can equate that to how Keith Thurman does. He gets in front of the camera, he starts calling people boy and saying, "Oh, I told a boy we was gonna meet up one day," and then he get to saying, "Oh, we're not gonna fight to 2020," but then he's constantly chasing Manny Pacquiao, and he's constantly chasing Sean Porter and Danny Garcia rematches and stuff like that after he's previously made excuses saying that he has to recover from an injury and that he's not ready to face the top yet. He gonna have to get a couple tune-ups in. So it seems like Keith Thurman rubs Errol Spence the wrong way, and that he kind of not his type of guy. He kind of don't like him, and I think that's part of the reason why he's calling him out. He want to put hands and feet on Keith Thurman, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that one bit. If you have a problem with a dude, it's better to take it out in the ring. But another interesting thing I thought was pretty interesting as well is, when he asked him about Terrence Crawford, the whole respect level was different when he started discussing Terrence Crawford, and he was basically saying that he got respect for dudes like Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford keeps it 100. He keeps it the same off camera as he do on camera, and he likes the fact that Terrence Crawford just keeps it real. You know what I'm saying? And I think he has a similar personality to Terrence Crawford when it comes to just being that real dude. You know what I'm saying? That real thoroughbred that just keep it 100 all the way around the clock. And I think not only does he have respect for Terrence Crawford's realness and in the way he keeps it authentic, but he also has a lot of respect for him in the ring as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford is a hell of a fighter. He definitely does pose as a threat for anybody at 147 pounds. So, there's definitely going to be that respect in regard to his skill level and stuff like that. So, I thought that was a pretty interesting interview, man. It's just going to be excited to see where Errol Spence go from here. Once he can and probably will get past Mikey Garcia, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of fight he can get next, man. Will they start trying to pursue the Terrence Crawford fight? Will they try to go in the Sean Porter / Danny Garcia kind of direction, or will Manny Pacquiao get the winner between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia? I definitely was hearing some stuff about that. And I think secretly, everybody at 147 pounds wants to get in there with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, he probably ain't doing nothing but fighting, nothing but pay-per-views, until his career is over. So it looks like that's gonna be a big money route for any welterweight at this point. And I mean, who really wouldn't want to get in there with Pacquiao right now? You know what I'm saying? He's definitely not in the prime of his career anymore. He definitely lost a few steps in speed and stuff like that. Although I think he did still look good in his past few fights. I thought he looked okay. You can make the argument that he did look trash versus Broner, but hey, it is what it is, man. So what I anticipate will end up happening is, depending on how Errol Spence wins this fight, if and when he can win this fight, I think. Hold on right quick. Who is this dude walking past my house looking at me like, what's going on here? Come on, man. We got a whole bunch of new people moving in the neighborhood, and it's getting kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I messed around and I left the garage open last night all night. I had dudes knocking on my door at 2 a.m, bro. I had to grab the rifle real quick. I'm like, what's going on here? But anyway, yeah, like what was I saying? I was basically getting at the Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, so depending on how Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, whoever comes out victorious in this fight, depending on how they win this fight, I think it'll end up being like they'll probably get the Manny Pacquiao fight, and I think it'll be somewhat like a pass the torch kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Manny Pacquiao is one of the bigger known fighters as far as when it comes down to casual fans and stuff like that. He got a lot of casuals that don't really follow boxing like Manny Pacquiao. So right now, since Mayweather pretty much is retired, it seems like Manny Pacquiao is, the most, how can I say, the most big name fighter in the sport right now. So I think what'll happen is, depending on who wins, I think they'll get the Pacquiao fight, whether it be Errol Spence Jr. or whether it be Mikey Garcia, and then they'll get a chance to fight Manny Pacquiao to see if they can't, get that torch passed over, that's, as far as stardom goes, you know what I mean? So I think Errol Spence should be able to come out victorious versus Mikey Garcia, and we'll be able to see if he get that Pacquiao fight. If he gets that Pacquiao fight, he will have a version, I believe, of the WBA belt. Because I know Keith Thurman has the other super belt or some shit like that. I be confused with the belts nowadays, man. It just be so many belts, super, WBA, minimum, interim, all these belts and shit, man. So I think Errol Spence, if he fights him, he has a chance to get another form of a belt, man. So I think that'll be good in his part. So we'll see, man. So I don't really want to yap my mouth away too much, man. I just want to thank every last one of my subscribers. Thank you guys for kicking it with me. Thanks for everybody who's been in participation with the Q&A videos, and also those who come in the live streams. Much appreciated, man. We're gonna try and keep this thing going. We're gonna try and keep in the lab. We're gonna try and keep working, man, and getting these videos pumped out. It's been a pleasure, man, doing this with y'all. So like I said before, peace, love, blessings to all the brothers and sisters that watch the channel. This your boy Get 'em Mike with Gym Boxing, and I'll be back with some more videos, and that's all I got.